This story is about what happens when you find a place to be vulnerable. The poker group is more than a game. It's where these guys share the weight of life, talk about fears they don't tell anyone else. It's a reminder that even in a world that demands strength all the time, human connection can be a relief.
I was in my room, just the laptop screen lighting up my face, waiting for the online poker group to start. It's Thursday, our usual day. The game's just an excuse, you know? It's not about the cards, it's about having a place to talk about stuff we can't say to anyone else. I adjusted my earphones and turned on the mic. I'm here, guys. Who else is around? My voice came out kinda rough, like I hadn't talked to anyone all day. And thinking about it, I probably hadn't. I spent the whole day buried in work, dealing with one problem after another. Yo, Lucas, late again? Tiago teased, with that joking tone that's become routine. He's the oldest, pushing 50, with a laugh that feels like it carries a ton of stuff he keeps to himself. I'm ready. Where's the rest? I'm here, Diego said, his voice muffled, like he was hiding in some corner. I'm in the back room, as usual. The wife's watching her soap opera in the living room, and the kids are on their video games. This is the only place I can breathe. Peace? Does that even exist? Rafael chimed in, sounding tired but trying to keep it light. I've got a coffee here, cause if I blink, I'm out. Rough day. I let out a short laugh and cracked open a beer. The sound of the can echoed through the mic. All right, let's play. Who's dealing? I'll start, Tiago said, and the game kicked off. But to be honest, nobody was really focused on the cards. Poker's just the backdrop. What matters is what we say in the voice chat, where things get real. After a few rounds, Diego let out a heavy one. Sometimes I look at my kids and wonder if they're gonna grow up blaming me for everything. I'm at work all day, come home wiped out, barely talk to them. Yesterday, Caio, my oldest, asked why I never go to his soccer games. I didn't know what to say. The chat went quiet for a bit. I stopped clicking on the chips on the screen. I've heard Diego talk about his kids before, but this time there was something heavier in his voice, like he'd been holding it in for weeks. That's tough, Rafael said after a pause. My daughter's 14, and I feel her pulling away. I don't know if it's 'cause I'm too hard on her or just her age. I try to talk, but it's like talking to a wall. I keep wondering if I did something wrong, if I'm a bad dad. You're not a bad dad, Tiago cut in, his tone firm. You're trying, man. That's more than a lot of people do. I go through the same with my son. He's in college now, and I think he just sees me as the guy who pays the bills. I don't know if he gets how much I've hustled to get here. I stayed quiet, just listening. I don't have kids, but I know that pressure of having to be the guy. I work as a systems analyst. The pay's decent, but the job drains me. At home, I try to act like everything's under control for Anna, my wife, but sometimes I just can't. I don't have kids, but I feel like I'm letting Anna down, I said, kinda awkwardly. She wants me to be more present, to talk about my day, but I get home and just want quiet. Then she gets upset, and I feel like crap for not being the husband she wants. I know exactly what you mean, Diego said. I've fought with my wife over that. She thinks I don't care, but that's not it. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm feeling. How am I supposed to explain it to her if I don't get it myself? It's the loneliness of being the provider, Tiago said. You feel like you've got to carry everything on your shoulders, and nobody asks if you're okay. If you try to talk, it feels like you're playing the victim, so you swallow it and keep going. Rafael let out a bitter chuckle. Exactly. My sister asked why I don't ask for help at work, since it's killing me. I told her I can't, that guys don't ask for help. It looks weak. But deep down, I just want someone to listen without thinking I'm whining. The game kept going, but the cards were just background noise. In the chat, we talked about stuff we don't say anywhere else. There, with no boss, no wife, no kids, no one expecting anything. We could just be ourselves, no masks. At one point, Diego spoke up again like he'd been holding something back too long. I keep thinking if my kids are gonna remember me as the dad who was never there. I want to be there for them, but work pulls me away. By the time I get home, they're almost asleep. Makes me wonder, what am I even doing with my life? I think about that too, Rafael said. My daughter's at that stage where she doesn't open up. I ask how school was, and she just says, it's fine, but I know it's not. I don't know how to reach her, how to make her trust me. Sometimes I feel like I'm losing her. Tiago sighed. That's normal, man. My son's grown now, but I still beat myself up for not being around more when he was younger. I was always chasing bills, keeping things together. Looking back, was it worth it? He knows I did it for him. Does he feel it? I listened, trying to process it all. I feel that same guilt with Anna sometimes. She's amazing, always trying to understand me, but I know she wants more from me. I want to give her that, but some days, I just can't. It's like there's this weight in my chest I can't explain. I've thought about talking to Anna about this, I went on. But I'm scared it'll make me look weak. Like, she expects me to be the strong guy who's got it all together. How do I tell her that sometimes I don't know what I'm doing? That I'm lost? Yeah, man, Diego said. I tried talking to my wife once, but she got so worried it made things worse. She thought I was about to quit everything. That's not it. I just needed to vent. It's tough, this pressure, Tiago said. We grow up hearing guys have to be tough, can't slip up. But sometimes all I want is someone to listen without judging me. This group's the only place I get that. Rafael laughed, but it was a sad kind of laugh. True. Out there, I'm Rafael, the guy who handles everything. Here, I can say I'm tired, I'm scared, and nobody's gonna give me a hard time. We kept playing, but the game was just a prop. The conversations came and went, each of us letting out a piece of ourselves. Diego talked about how he's scared he's not a good role model for his kids. I want them to be better than me, you know? But how do I teach that if I'm not sure I'm doing it right? Rafael said something that stuck with me. I think being a dad is just that, man. It's trying, even if you don't know if you're doing it right. You're there, giving your best, even if it feels like it's not enough. Tiago added, and it's not just about being a dad. It's about being a husband, a friend, yourself. We carry so much and nobody sees it. Here, at least, we share the load. Near the end of the game, Tiago said something that hit me hard. This group's the only place I can just be me. Out there, I'm Tiago, the strong guy, the dad, the husband. Here, I'm just me, with all my fears, and you guys don't judge me for it. Nobody said anything for a moment. I felt a knot in my chest, but didn't know how to respond. So I just typed in the chat, "Thanks guys, for being there." The game wrapped up, Tiago won, but nobody cared about the score. We said our goodbyes, promising to be back next week. I closed the laptop, but stayed in my chair, thinking, this group isn't about poker. It's about having a place to be real, to say you're scared or lost without anyone pointing fingers. It's about knowing I'm not alone. After I shut everything down, I went to the living room. Anna was there, on the couch, watching a movie. She looked at me and asked how the game went. I just smiled and said, it was good. But inside, I was thinking about how I wanted to tell her everything we talked about. Maybe one day I will. For now, the group's my space, where I can be just Lucas, without pretending everything's okay. The next week, we got together again. Same deal. The game started, but the talk took over. Diego said he tried going to one of Caio's soccer games over the weekend. It was weird, you know? He was happy, but I felt like an outsider, like I had to prove I'm a present dad. Rafael shared that he tried talking to his daughter. I asked her to grab ice cream, just us. She went, but spent the whole time on her phone. Still, it felt like a small step forward. Tiago talked about his son in college. He called me this week, asking for money. I sent it, of course, but I also asked how he's doing. He said everything's fine, but I know it's not. I just wish he'd talk to me like we talk here. I opened up too. I told them I tried talking to Anna about how I feel. It wasn't easy. I started, but I froze. She noticed something was off and said she's there to listen. I think I'll try again, but it's hard. We laughed, messed around a bit, but deep down, we all knew it was serious. That's what the group is. We laugh, we play, but we also talk about what hurts. And that makes all the difference. Knowing there's someone out there who gets it, who won't judge, who's in the same boat.
This story is about what happens when you find a place to be vulnerable. The poker group is more than a game. It's where these guys share the weight of life, talk about fears they don't tell anyone else. It's a reminder that even in a world that demands strength all the time, human connection can be a relief.